Welcome to Planet Pluto.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Whoop, whoop. Tango, tango, tango. Whoop, whoop. Hey, what's happening, Black? That's our new intro. We don't care what color you are. We just sitting there. You got to be old school when you say something like, what's happening, Black? All right. So what's happening,
Absolutely.
Good people? How are you guys doing out there in the wonderful world of America? USA, USA. It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo, coming to you live and direct. Nothing like some Boogie Down Productions to get us going, except I'm not in the Boogie Down Bronx. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, where it's a little chilly. And then right over here, y'all know who it is, right? It's my homegirl, the one and only. What up, boo? How you doing? Cheryl Morrow. Hey, girl. AKA the Hair Oracle. And boy, are we excited. I don't know if you guys have been watching the DNC, but I'm here to tell you, baby, this situation it's fire. We got Atlanta. Atlanta always coming through. What's up, ATL? How you doing, BFF? Are you guys ready to join us next week? Because your business partner is going to be joining us next week. That's Miss Tamara Bowe. And so, but today we are getting ready. What former President Obama said, fired up, ready to go.
Well. Yeah, the former First Lady said, don't complain. Do
something. So tonight we're not gonna do something. We're gonna blue something. No, you got do something and you got blue something. We're gonna do something so blue. We bringing in the one and only Cleveland's very own legendary cosmetologist, business owner extraordinaire. We're talking about Kris Blu is going to be joining us in a few moments. But we are extremely excited about the DNC. Hey, Cheryl, they on Instagram. They itching for Kris Blu to come in. Miss B, stick around. And we hope you want to bum rush the chat. You're more than welcome. What's going on, Judson the Barber? We got Rachel Olivia Hair. We are so happy to have you guys over on Instagram. I'm telling you, when you get Kris Blu up in your chat, you know you have arrived. I just want to let you know. Because you know these folks be busy out here. So, and on an important night like tonight, we really appreciate his time and what he's going to bring to the table. In case you're not aware, this is our 52nd episode, and tonight it is all about, we're going to question why the mass exodus from hair salons and barbershops, you know, to the salon lofts and the salon suites. Now, this is a contentious topic. It gets a little spicy and dicey, but you are on planet Pluto Pseudo, where we take no prisoners and we take no shorts. Ain't that right, Cheryl?
That's right.
That's all we do.
Prisoners, baby.
Yeah, we kick butts and take numbers on here. So it's all about, you know, giving you guys the pure and unadulterated conversations, reels, lessons, exposures, network capabilities, you name it. This is what we do here on Planet Pluto Pseudo. This particular podcast is specifically created, formulated, geared, driven, written, and produced not by Scott LaRock, but Ladosha Wright and Cheryl Morrow. We do have our de facto producer. Her name is Esther T. Jones. She might be joining us after all. This was her ideal that we bring people on. And so the content is really geared towards licensed professionals in the barber and beauty industry. And then, of course, you have your hair nerds, your hair aficionados, such as LB is in the chat. We like to give a big fat round of applause to LB. She's got some questions for us about her hair. If LB didn't come to the chat, I don't know, but we just love having LB is in the chat. And then we got Boston's own WK is in the chat. So we're always excited to see WK in the chat. And then, of course, we also have Rashida, my BFF, representing the ATL is in the chat. So we might get somebody from another country in the chat. Every now and then we get someone from around the world to join us. So we like to think that we are international. Not quite like Prince, though. But, you know, we get it. Right, Cheryl?
Come on, no.
Did you see John Legend and Sheila E. do Prince? Said 2000. They was like, Prince is not happy. Prince is happy. Can't nobody do it like Prince, but John Legend, I don't care. Sheila E. can bang them sticks upside my head. Sheila E. can be like,
that's what Fantasia saw Sheila E. and she was like, excuse me, wait a minute. That's Sheila E.
Oh yeah, I mean Sheila E. That's an all hell the queen situation right here. What's up, Selena? How you doing, Selena? You already got one free hairstyle. I can't give you no more free services, but I'll have something special for you, Selena. Now remember, if you are a customer or a visitor of the Reverend Society Hair Salon, we have goodies that we give away when you participate. Just mention yourself in the chat. You ain't gotta stay, but be like Selena and represent it. She said, "Peace, good evening, my brothers and sisters." So we're gonna get ready to bring in Kris Blu, because we know tonight some of you guys are going to, I want to hear Kamala's speech live. So we're going to do our part and be very, very impactful. But we have to bring Kris Blu on because, again, he has so much to offer. And I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy the content tonight. And again, we're going to be talking about why the mass exodus I put two salon lofts. That should be, why the mass exodus, right? Two salon lofts. Why are, hairstylists and barbers and they're leaving hair salons? Like, you know what? It's been nice knowing y'all, but you know what? We out here. We out here, Dodo. Chris, Cheryl, we'll see y'all later. Yeah. And so it's going to be poignant. And I think that Kris Blu is definitely the person. He has the experience, the expertise. He's worked in the industry in various capacities. I know a lot of people, they only think about the chair, but Kris Blu has way more experience beyond that chair. And so he knows a thing or two about salon ownership, and he understands what's taking place. And I think he's going to give us some wonderful thoughts this month. Before we bring him in, I just want to show you guys a picture of him because, hey, it used to be a rap song, right? So fine, slick divine. I like to manipulate your mind. That's how fine he is, Cheryl. Cheryl saw him already. You can see him in the picture. I saw. Yeah, right. But when you see this man, and y'all gonna be like, ooh, Dosha, your ratings gonna go up. We probably gonna get about 2 extra views on how fine he is. So here, this is a picture of him. This is the legendary Kris Blu. Now, I know you guys think, oh, he probably dressed up for the photo shoot. No, boo-boo kitty. This is how he dressed every day, okay? Remember, Ivan said they dress like this, and if they got something on the jacket, they just take it off and put on another one,
Right.
And I got pictures. I actually have pictures of Kris Blu training me dressed like that. And so if y'all want, people ask, like, why you always come to work so fly? Have y'all seen Kris Blu? I am not about to be misrepresenting the man who taught me. So get ready. I want you guys to take your left hand, there it is, your left hand and your right hand. Cheryl's showing you guys how to do it. We want you guys to put your hands together. We are about to bring in the one and only Kris. This is the first time we had people waiting in the chat for him to come in. So we're moving on up there, Cheryl, when people are like, I want to see Kris Blu. So you guys, please put your hands together for a warm, warm welcome to my dear friend. He is a mentor, Mr. Hard Work, Dedication himself. We're talking about the one and only. I got to build it up. Y'all don't want none of this. Here he is right here, y'all. The one and only Mr. Kris Blu. There he is. Ooh, look at that. Good Lord, and 8 nickels. One more clap.
Hey.
Yes.
Thanks for the intro.
That right there, we gonna say what they say in church. My God. Come on, I say it with me, y'all. I said, my
Holy smokes,
God.
Jesus.
To throw your hands. It's a good
Welcome,
God.
Mr.
That man
Blue.
so
Well,
fat.
Thank you,
Welcome,
thank you so much.
Yes. As good as he look, he is that behind the chair. So again, guys, this is our 52nd episode, and we're going to be having a very candid discussion. We're going to be interviewing Mr. Kris Blu, and we're going to be talking about why the mass exodus to these salon lofts and these salon suites. And so I know a lot of people who are going to be watching this, they may actually have a loft or a suite. And so you may want to hear what he has to say. But Pookie, what's going on, Pookie 1977? Or Kris, you bringing them out over on Instagram. So big ups to Instagram. I decided to put this on LinkedIn, Cheryl. Yeah. Typically we don't have LinkedIn on Thursdays, but because we have Kris Blu and LinkedIn is the professional, that's the social media platform where a lot of professionals are. And Kris Blu is not only a cosmetologist and a business owner, but he's also an educator, a mentor. So I wanted the people over on on LinkedIn to see cosmetology in its highest form, as Michelle Obama, talked about, Black excellence. And so I just wanted you guys to see, this is what we do here in the industry. Kris Blu is what you want to ascertain too. He's as the status quo is just to be, excellent. All right. But Kris, would you like to have a little silly time with us before we get serious? All right.
Why not?
So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to do our standard get real. So we have 2 get reals to irritate the French toast and bologna sandwich out of Cheryl. Look at her face. Could you guys put some glass emojis in the chat? Because our glasses are just on POINT, okay? So we're going to get ready. This one is Cheryl, we're going to get real in wanting to be a Black woman. Are you guys ready to get real about wanting to be a Black woman? Here you go, Cheryl. This is just for you. Wanting to be a real Black woman.
Dear Black women, I just want to say, you're amazing. I love you so much. You're incredible. Honestly, how do you do it? You freaking shine everywhere you go. You are twice exceptional. You are incredible, okay? I admire you. I love you. I wish I could be Black. Then I could have lips, and I could actually have an ass, and I can actually go out in the sun without a hat and glasses and cover up and sunscreen. And my hair, oh my God, all the things I could do with my hair.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Come on now, man. And Christopher and Ladosha tease that up. Come on, we'll tease it on up. Don't worry about it. We got you.
You found the perfect one. I can tell you that.
She said, hey, she could have a booty if she was Black. Now, y'all see the stereotypes about Black women. We don't.
Oh, that's what you call it, a stereotype.
Wait.
We don't sunburn. We got big butts.
It's true.
Big butts and I can't deny.
Absolutely true.
It's true.
Some Black women ain't got no badunkadunks.
It depends. You got all kinds of badunkadunks.
I mean, it's true. It's
true.
Basically true.
Hey,
and she's still our sister. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Hey, I'm like, it's a Ray. I root for everybody Black, even if you is light as Cheryl. Hey, Kris. Hey, Mr. Blue.
Yes.
Even if you is light as Sir Pooh. I'm sorry, Sir Pooh. Sir Pooh, no, he light, bright, damn near white. I'm sorry. Sir
What
Pooh.
up, Sir Pooh?
Sir Pooh, you know we love you, Sir Pooh, but we rooting for everybody. So that was really funny. Can we give Sir Pooh is also one of Cleveland's very, very talented cosmetologists and business entrepreneurs. He real spicy and dicey. He knows that I love him so much. I be texting Sir Pooh and he like, girl, if you don't take your ass to bed and quit texting me. Kris, Sir Pooh be like, Ladosha, please get a life. Just go on a date and quit texting me. All right, so here, It's okay, Sir Pooh. You know I love you, right? All right. So here is our next one. All right. You ready, Cheryl? Now, this one I think you are going to love. Now, I did this one specifically for Mr. Blue, but also, again, to irritate Cheryl. So this one, Kris Blu, is dedicated to you. Given our topic is about why the mass exodus to salon lofts and salon suites. So I decided to do a reel called A Real Salon Suite. Sure, like those are getting good with this shit. A real salon suite.
Can somebody please explain to me what is a reasonable price to rent a suite? And it doesn't have to just be for hairstylists. It can be for estheticians, makeup artists, whatever it is that you do in the beauty industry. I want to know, like, what's a reasonable price to pay for that? Okay, and I'll go first. I pay $1,000 for a suite rental, but it's enough to have 3 chairs in there. I have 2. And it's my own personal space. I don't have to share a space with anybody. You can walk right into the door from the elevator and you're in the space. Also, I have my own shampoo sink.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Is she happy?
Well,
It sounded like she was happy.
well,
Bless her.
it's a good thing. I guess it's a good thing and it's a bad thing like anything else in business. I've been in the industry 40 years, right? And I come from a commission percentage salon, right? Back in the day. I come from a structured situation.
He came
right?
out the gate. Dang.
It wasn't even, booth rent wasn't even, when I got to the industry, it was very little booth renting going on there. But fast forward to 2024, this is what salon suites and salon studios and salon lofts are. It's a different form of booth rental. But at the same time, it's sold as own your own salon, right? And I think the pandemic kicked in, it had a lot to do with it.
So you're coming out the gate. Before we get a little bit into your background, you're coming out the gate. Now, I've never heard it put like this, y'all. But Kris Blu just said that the salon loft and the salon suite concept is branded and marketed basically from the booth rental. Is that what you're saying, concept?
That's what it is. It's a form of booth rent. That's all it is. And I remember we used to have black professional salon owners meetings where everyone spoke against booth rent, outlawed it. These are salon owners before salon lofts and salon studios really got hot. But it's trendy right now, to me personally. But we can get into that as we.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna get into it. But you got some wonderful fans. I'm just sitting over here on Instagram where they just jucking. They're loving you so much. We got the king of locks, Cheryl. Big ups to Cavalier is in the chat. Chief Oya, Nine Child, what's happening? Then again, we got Pookie 1977. Miss Rachel Olivia Hair is saying what's happening. Justin the Barber. Then of course we got Miss B, who came in and she bum rushed. She bum rushed our first episode. Like, let me in on that chat. Let me in on the discussion. And then also right here in the chat, again we have Miss AG, we have Miss Lawana Serpoo, and then we have WK and Rashida coming in from ATL, and our troll LinkedIn loves to troll us, but we love LinkedIn. How y'all doing out there, LinkedIn? So again, we appreciate you all support. So we're just gonna hop right into the topic of why the mass exodus to salon lofts and those suites. And so Kris Blu already gave us a little caveat. So before we start, interviewing you, can you share with us, give people a little bit of background, because we always have, students and, people who are new that may not be familiar with you. Tell them a little bit about who you are, what you do, and just your history a little bit.
My name is Christopher Blu, and I am the CEO of Christopher John the Salon. I've been a hairstylist and cosmetologist for 40 years come February 2025. I'm a hair lifer. I'm a hair cutting specialist. I'm an educator. And I love to share my knowledge or my 40 years experience to those who are in the industry. I just love the game. You know, I still today love to do hair. I hate to work, but I love to do hair. And when I say that, when I first got into the industry, we would start at 9 and be in the salon at 1 in the morning. That's over. Start at 10, be in the salon at 10 at night. You know, that's over for me. So that's the part where it becomes work when I'm in the salon extended hours. So I still have a passion. I still love my craft. I just hate working. And
all right.
It's the long hours.
How many people can relate to what Christopher Blu was saying? He love it, but that's that work that he just ain't, he just ain't feeling. Yeah, them hours is just a tad bit. Sure, you remember them days of staying in till late night, or was that not your experience?
Oh, probably for the first 10 to 12 years, but but brother, I understand what you're saying. Them feet.
Yes.
And and that's one of the things that people don't realize, that our jobs in our careers are very physical, very physical. And so I got it. I definitely understand.
All right. Okay. So there you're talking about working from passion. And so now we're going to go ahead on and hop right into why the mass exodus to the salon lofts and the salon suites. And so you started off by sharing with us a little bit about the history of working in a salon. Was it hourly and commissions? And so that's how it was. So take us back a little bit in time to that model of commissions, and then you had hourly. So let's just start
salary,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, salary. Yeah.
Well, back then the salon business was, the majority of salons were either commission or salary based salons. When I first entered the industry, booth rent was almost taboo. It was almost looked at as a bad thing. A lot of salon owners almost indirectly protested it and was trying to keep it out of the salons because the salon owner had more control of their salon that way.
What do you mean control?
Structure,
and because I want to
rules, regulations, structure, rules and regulations.
Now, would that be state board rules and regulations?
Salon rules. Salon rules.
Give us some examples of some, because Cheryl over here like, no.
Well, state board was stronger then, but that's a whole different situation. Rest in peace, Miss Heath, because I really miss Miss Heath today. And she represented the state board of Ohio for so long and so strong. She was dynamite. A lot of people didn't like her because she was so strong with the rules and regulations. But I'm more or less speaking about the salon ownership. Salon owners had more control of the salon when it's commission-based.
Dr. Springston came through and he said, yes, rules. I don't think, and the reason why I want you to expound upon what that means, because a lot of the newer cosmetologists are not familiar with that in a salon. And I think before they can get their feet wet into what you're talking about, they run for the border. And so when you talk about salon rules, I just need you to kind of expound on that just a little bit. And then sure, I want you to kind of chime in if you agree or, with what he explains. What is a salon rule? We see Spritzes in the chat about pricing and control and no undercutting. So you have some stylists in the chat that knows what you're talking about. And so what do you mean by rules?
It can be from fines for being late.
What?
It can be fines for not cleaning up the salon. Everybody had jobs to do in the salon. It can be dress code. It can be foul language in the salon. A lot of things. you had to. When I got to the industry, you had an employee manual, okay, which listed everything that was required of you in that particular salon. And whatever, depending on the salon that you work for.
So kind of back me up. So you're saying that what's up, Bobby Showtime? Let me give us. We got some stylists in the chat right quick. So I'm getting a little excited. I can't contain it, Chris. I just get right quick. To all the stylists, what's up, Bobby Showtime? We got Cavalier, we got Dr. Spritz, we got Sir Boo. We have so many stylists in the chat. I'm just a little excited here, getting a little emotional. But you're saying that so they had a handbook. So when did this take? Like, did you read this before you like got onto the floor? Now, mine isn't quite like that. We do have something, but anywho.
But basically, this is how it go.
Okay, yeah, break it down.
During the interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
They will hand you a employee manual to read. So when you come back for your second interview, there's a section in the employee manual that you sign to say that you read the employee manual. So you will know the do's and the don'ts of the salon. Now keep in mind, this was commission-based, salary-based salons. But some stylists took that same recipe to the booth rental salons as well. Because if you don't have rules and regulations, it's gonna be a free-for-all. And from my experience, most, and I didn't say all, I said most hairstylists do not like rules and regulations. They want to come and go, dress how they want to dress, play the music they want to play. And just, it's a lot to being a stylist, you know? So the employee manual covered everything that the salon owner expected of you.
All right, Cheryl, what ye say about an employee handbook manual that outlines this is what we expect from you. Also, I'm telling you, my eyes are just popping open. Fees for if you're late, if you don't clean up. Again, this is already spelled out to you before you begin to work. Now, in case you're just getting to the chat, boy, this chat gonna be lit tonight. I'm just telling y'all right now, this sucker is building like never before. But Cheryl, what you say about what Kris just said? Because a lot of people are coming like, I don't know anything about that. I don't know if I would work in a place like that. So kind of, you know.
Exactly.
Right.
That part.
Well, he was dead on, and we were talking this morning. Even the salon owner, even because, and let's just say I came from Mr. Morrow's salon. Let's just say so I understand. I had to sign a contract because even though fiscally I was a independent contractor, right? Because he wanted all of us to be business. But he had that, and he reminded us whose name was on that marquee. And he wanted you to represent that particular brand. So you needed to be able to have a set, and it was just an agreement. It was just a letter of intent. It was your commitment. Because at the end of the day, Mr. Morrow was going to also take care of you. You were going to get all of what you needed. You were going to get all the customers were drawn to him. It was his responsibility to market. It was his responsibility to bring the high profile clients. And then sometimes you would go on with him on jobs or out of town and things of that nature. But he supplied and made the salon a utopia for you. But he did expect you to have a code of conduct and to make sure that that matched with his brand and what he wanted to be in the community and in the broader metropolitan area and obviously abroad. Okay. But that was a commitment. Now, we were so scared to violate those rules, so we never got fined. I'm with you, Christopher. We never, but there was consequences.
Wow.
And to the point that he's making, there's so many people who would leave Mr. Morrow's salon and they would come back and say, Mr. Morrow, Kris, thank you. Thank you for being tough, because goddamn it, I run my shit just like you.
All right.
Now
Now,
I know why you did what you did.
That's right.
Is
That's right.
they all come back and say, thank you for that leadership, because you prepared me to be a business owner. And
all
not
right.
foreigners. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We're getting in there. Y'all that came out the gate. Y'all got the chat is on fire. Now, Kris, she said something. I need you to just kind of, we gonna move along, because we're gonna start this conversation from the pros and cons of working for and having a salon. And so now she said that as her dad, as the salon owner, his name was up on the marquee, and so he was doing all of the getting the customers for the stylist and the whole utopia. Now, the name of your salon. What's the name of your salon?
Christopher John the Salon.
Christopher John the Salon. Would you concur with Dr. Morrow's approach? Because I wouldn't put my name up there.
Absolutely.
I'm scared, y'all, but go ahead.
Hey, baby, absolutely. You have to protect the brand.
Yes.
You have to protect your brand.
But you got to explain that.
I'm about to explain it. Break
it down, Christopher.
I'm about to explain it to you, honey.
Come on, break it down.
In a salon in 2024, you have individual or independent contractors. So you have individual brands up under one umbrella. In my salon, each independent contractor, it's up to them to promote their own brand. But you have to also understand that you work up under the Christopher John brand. So therefore, I have to protect that. I don't want you coming to work any kind of way. I don't want you in the salon with all the gossip.
Does that mean it's like you're trying to control me? I mean,
well, that's the reason a lot of hairstylists don't want to work in a salon like that. And I understand. Matter of fact, I understand. But I've seen too many times, if it's like a thermostat, someone that has to be in control of the thermostat. Someone sets the temperature in the salon. Someone lets you know what's going on in the salon and how it has to go. It's the manager or the owner. So just because you're an independent contractor, that don't mean you come and go do what you want, because you have to protect your brand. You can't have a client come in and you an hour late.
But do you think the word independent might be confusing the technician? Because
not the grown folks. Not the
you and Cheryl, y'all like
not the common sense, not the grown folks. It's common sense. You can call it booth rental, independent contractor. You can call it what you want.
So these are semantics.
You still have to.
No, they're not semantics.
You still have to protect the brand.
You are fiscally one thing, which means that you design and pay taxes and do whatever you need to do as an independent contractor.
Okay.
Because that develops you to take care of your business and to make sure that he also matches if you want to do healthcare or whatever the case may be. But while at work, you have a code of conduct and you are signing that partner and commitment, because that is your payment for him supplying all your towels and your products and when you did those hairstyles, those are indicative of that brand that Christopher is talking about.
Now, is it indicative of the Christopher John brand, or is it indicative of the Key Lolo brand?
Well, let's just say this. When they go to the reference design team, okay, they go to the reference design team and they come in and they also have the energy of a Christopher John team and a Wright and a Ladosha. Right. That energy, that temperature, that thermostat that he's talking about, you're setting that thermostat. That is, so when people come in, they already know that there is some commitments and expectations, and the customers know that they have those expectations as well.
Absolutely.
That everything runs together, because when you're at Christopher John, right?
Absolutely.
You are going to get a Christopher John experience, not the stylist
And right, and so, Kris, what you're saying is you set this out in your own version of a handbook, an outline of what they can
To
expect.
me, it's mandatory, along with
Yes.
meetings and things of that nature. But it's okay. I want you to promote your brand, but I want you to be aware of you still representing the Christopher John brand,
Okay.
especially with social media.
Yeah, you can be.
Okay.
If I look at your social media, and I'm seeing you being unprofessional, I have to say something.
Right.
I have to say something.
Or I can come to Christopher Blu and say,
I have to say something.
Right. Mr. Blu, I want to specialize in a certain kind of haircut and color technique. Can you come and see my technique, and can you approve it? Because that's what I wanted. That's going to be my bread and butter. But I need your permission first because I need it.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate before I show the clip.
Please do.
Is that micromanagement? What you guys sound like is that you're micromanaging. You're using these fancy words like I want to help you, but really you're trying to tell me what to do because I think my haircut is off the Richter scale, and I think my post is flat. So I mean it's on fleek. I'm sorry, I don't know nobody say.
You have to be honest with yourself. Hey, you have to be honest with yourself. See, that's the thing about working in the salon. You're going to see other people's work, and you're going to be able to grade your work against other people's work. You can share education,
but so it's not micro. So it's not micro.
No.
All right.
Okay. And also, let me just say this, Key Lola. Let me just say this. But Kris is also traveling, and he's on the road, and he's going places, and so he's going to say, you know what? I have the perfect person for you, and because of his reputation. And because of who he is, they're going to come and try out that particular stylist because he's going to sell his team. He's selling his team.
Okay. All right. So it's not micromanagement, guys.
No.
We're building. Now, here's a clip from this is Miss Michi. I follow her on TikTok. I am a big fan of hers. And so she's going to share with us. Now, in the clip, I did snip it down. I don't want y'all to think like you didn't do that right because it's too long to show on here. I broke it down in half, where she's talking about the pros and cons of owning a hair salon. So here we go. Miss Michi is from Cleveland, but she's no longer here, but she does wonderful work. Her business is still here. So here's Michi's perspective on salon ownership.
One of the things I will say about an open floor salon is it is more work. You're gonna have to be able to market for your stylist. You're gonna have to be able to offer different options, whether it's an independent contractor that pays booth rent or whether it's a person that's on commission. You're gonna get more new stylists that are more willing to work in an open floor salon because they haven't built up a clientele yet and they need somebody to help them with their business. One of the downfalls of an open space salon in today's industry is that once you get your great stylists that have built up their clientele, more than likely they are gonna leave and go to a salon suite because they feel like they've built their brand up enough and now they want their own. These are some of the things that you wanna think about if you currently own a salon, if you're trying to transition to a salon suite, is that what works best for you. So I want to know you guys' thoughts, whether you're a stylist or a client, what works best for you, an open space salon or a salon suite?
All right.
So that was Mr. Wonderful, illustrious. Michi is very prominent, dominant, powerful in the industry. So she's giving us a little bit back and forth of what it is to own a salon, because I'm seeing salon deserts. We don't see as many salons as we used to. But Kris Blu, I need you to address some of the things that she pointed out. She said that when you own your own salon, it's more work. And so you and Cheryl are giving very poignant points of what more work means. And I'm going to go back to that a little bit. And then she's also talking about what Stefano calls the new jacks, meaning new people who come into the industry, that your salon is more likely going to be filled with those newer, unseasoned professionals. And then you're going to have to put up with the reality there. That is something that she didn't quite expound upon it, but she used the word today's hairstylist. So and I'll have you if you know what she's talking about there. And then she said that those once they become seasoned, they are going to want to leave, and that might put you in kind of like a little pickle there. And so let's use her talking points. Go ahead.
Personally, I love an open concept salon. Me.
Okay, in the chat, how many people like open? Is that what you're calling open
concept salon?
How many people in the chat agree with Mr. Blue that you like open concept salons? All right, and Kafele agrees with you guys. He says it is not control, it's management. All right, so how many people in the chat? What's up, Latifa? My homegirl Latifa just transferred over into a salon loft. Congratulations. Let's give her a big fat round of applause. Latifa, we gave you super duper shout outs last week. You wasn't in the chat, so she was working with us. We are very, very proud of you, and Kris Blu is going to go ahead and answer that question. Congratulations to Miss Lala Latifa. She's also a makeup artist. So you heard those 3 talking points. More work. You got the newer people you have to contend with. You're kind of responsible for building them. But the reality is your seasoned people, they gonna leave. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Hairstylists have been leaving salons for 100 years. I mean, seriously. Most commission-based salons or percentage-based salons, especially in the Caucasian market, especially before booth rent, it's like almost anything else, honey. You learn, you once you think you can build your own clientele, once you think you got it, once you think you're ready to open up a salon, you're going to leave anyway, whether it's a loft or a salon.
Okay, come on.
Now, the loft itself is being sold as own your own salon. And me personally, I don't have anything against a salon loft or salon suite. Each individual has to do what works for them.
That's what she said.
Each individual has to do what works for them, whether salon owner, stylist, nail tech, esthetician. That's the nature of the business. That's never going to change.
Okay, I hear a but coming
young
on.
stylists coming out of beauty school think that they're ready to be salon owners, so they go into a suite or a booth with zero clientele, zero skills, other than what they learned, were taught in cosmetology school. Now, if you can learn, if you can build your brand off of what you were taught in cosmetology school, more power to you. See, me personally, it should be something in the middle. I don't care if you go to a suite or
I didn't read
or
that,
a salon. It should be something in the middle. When you leave cosmetology school, you shouldn't be able to go straight to a salon or loft.
Kris, come on now. Come on, Mr. Blue. Hold on. Let's get hot. Where we go? Go ahead. Let me mute my mic. I'm going to mute my mic, Spritz. I'm going to mute my mic. Like,
Hear me out.
Go ahead.
I want her to hear this.
No, she listening.
Listen. I think that legislation should have an advanced training school after you graduate from cosmetology school before you enter the field. It's a lot of hairstylists who leave cosmetology school and go directly. And I think that when you first pick your salon or your loft, I think that's going to shape you on who you're going to be in the industry. The first salon you pick is going to shape you on who you're going to be in the industry. When you leave cosmetology school, I don't think you're ready to own your own salon or rent a booth or get a suite or a studio. You still need training.
Let's get. So Cheryl, do you agree? Now we need, the chat is literally on fire.
Listen.
On all platforms. Wait, Cheryl, how many people agree with Mr. Blue that you should not be able to go into those lofts or open a salon immediately after graduating from cosmetology, barber, nail, or skincare school? How many people agree? Cheryl, do you agree with Mr. Blu that that really should not be an option fresh out of school?
Well, I'm going to go right down the middle and say I do know what he's talking about. That
Not you can't straddle the fence.
Okay.
Come on.
Well, then no, I don't agree.
Just can't take y'all. Okay, I'm about to mute my mic. I would say, hold the mule.
But let me say this. I do think that they should require to have, and we were talking about an extern, not an intern, an extern. They need to serve under someone in an established salon and require them to have at least 6 weeks type of exposure to what the professional salon work, because it's so drastically different. Because let me just be clear, cosmetology school does prepare you for licensure. It doesn't prepare you for a professional career
at all.
And so I do think that they should be able to pay their student loans back right away. That is their financial obligation to do that. But they should be able to also have to be highly encouraged to go into some kind of apprenticeship for 6 weeks. And let me just be clear: you go to the doctor, you see all those frames on their walls, right? That is their extra training before they became an attending physician.
Well, let me just tell you guys, so far over on Instagram and right here on all the platforms, it is a unanimous. I am totally floored that yes, it is. So Kris Blu, this is why I wanted to interview him. Can we please?
But let me expound on what I'm saying.
Let me just drop the bomb right quick on you. Because you know me, I'm one of them liberal. You know what you call those people? What you call progressive?
Libertarians.
Yeah, you know.
Let me expound on that. Let me expound on that
for
a minute, Doris.
Go ahead.
Because I don't want nobody to misunderstand what I'm trying to say.
All right, you got the chat 100% attention. Okay.
If you're ready to open a salon, soon as you graduate or as soon as you receive your cosmetology license, more power to you. I'm not saying everyone is not ready, but the majority of the younger hairstylists that's in the industry, because cosmetology school is set up to train you to pass state board. Nothing else. Their job is done once you acquire your license.
So why do they think that they can? Now, I do point that out in my book.
Because the perception is not the reality, baby. The perception of a hairstylist, they see all the money, the cars, the this, the that. Baby, that's not the reality. It's hard work and dedication, honey.
Come on.
That's the reality. And I'm not saying everyone is not ready, but what I'm saying is what you're taught in cosmetology school is not going to teach you what you need to learn to pay a booth rent or to afford a suite. I think that has to be the majority of the hairstylists that's coming out of cosmetology school. And I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all. I'm just saying I have an internship program at the salon, correct?
All right, listen up, cosmetology students. Christopher John Salon does have an internship program.
I have an internship program at the salon for at least the last year and a half, 2 years. And I am totally blown away at what these young stylists' skill set actually is.
Could you expand on that? Cheryl, like
hair cutting skills. They don't use a stove. Styling skills. A lot of times in cosmetology school, you gravitate to what you are passionate about. So 9 out of 10 times you work on that. When I was in cosmetology school, we had the wave king, the wave queen, the roller set king, the curl king. Everybody had a title. Like in the industry,
missed that. We don't have
color
that.
Specialist, hair cutting specialist, things of that nature.
Who remembers
the title
that?
Lost. It got lost with the independent, baby.
Who
You got lost with the
remember?
independence.
Okay, who remembers the era of the curl king, the wave king, the roller set queen? He's telling you these were people. This was their expertise. But now Miss Vava Voom, who was also one of our guests last month about sisters in the name of Afro hair care, she says if we were to make that a requirement, we would have to make standards of teaching across the board. There must be a standard, so that is for all students, which is what Kris Blu is recommending here in Cheryl. But she says every salons don't have great educators. Cheryl, what's up with the salon slacking on doing what Kris Blu says, which is sharing knowledge? Then Kris Blu, I want you to come back and address the lack of great educators in these salons that Miss Vava Voom is talking about. So Cheryl, what you say?
I will say I agree. However, I'll be honest with you. If I were to open up another salon today, I will not have other educators. I want you to do things the way I want you to do them. Now, but let me just say this. When you come to that particular salon, my commitment to my teammates, just like a coach on a basketball team, you want to win the championship, I will sit down with you and to make a commitment of how much money you want to make per month, what your expenses are. We'll go over some business courses, and I will make sure that you make those particular goals. Because what most people don't understand is that the owners of the salon suites make over 70% more money than any stylist in their salon suite. Okay, and that's number one. Number two, the draw, I believe, is because you're half baked.
Oh, Afro!
No, seriously, you're half baked.
Look at Kris Blu. He's
and the salon suite allows you to be half pregnant, and it gives you the environment. And I'm not saying it's not a good training ground. I think it's training wheels. And I think that is the attractiveness about it, that you are half in. You're not all the way a salon owner. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Right. And so,
right.
But I will.
No, you're a booth runner, and you're not a salon owner. You're an independent contractor.
All right. So, Kris,
you have a door. You have a door.
You got it. You got your segue.
So,
all right. So it's a consensus between our two experts that the salon loft is a segue. You're not quite there. Not for some. Kris Blu said not all. For some. So we're not attacking. But Kris Blu, can you?
No way. I'm saying all.
Right.
I'm
we're not.
From my experience.
Yes, sir.
I've worked with many young stylists in the industry.
Yes, sir.
And it's very rare that a stylist come out of cosmetology school and is ready for that responsibility.
Okay, that's very powerful.
Because it's too much involved. You have to level up on your skill set. You have to be able to market your brand. You have to be able to have client retention. You need people skills. There's so much that you need to be successful in this industry. So I'm not knocking the cosmetology school. So I want no one to think that's what it is.
Right. Yeah. We just want to make sure we're being.
When I go talk to cosmetology students, see, we used to have demos, right? When you come in, you do demonstrations, you talk to the students, you talk about the industry. If it's 25 students that you're talking to in a cosmetology school, 20 of them saying they're going directly to open up a salon when they leave cosmetology school.
Yeah, I would agree. When I do presentations, I hear that a lot. But can we just kind of piggyback a little bit to Miss Vava Voom's comment?
Sure.
Right quick about sharing knowledge, because she said that the salons, everything, she agrees with you guys, but sometimes these salons are not really sharing the knowledge. Now, you opened up by saying you love to share your knowledge. I've worked alongside hairstylists who were like, I wish Hattie Mae was in the chat. And she told us to get away from her because she did not want us stealing her techniques. I'm just kind of, so she didn't say it exactly like that.
I have to. When I first got into the industry, it was weird. You would you're a new hairstylist in a salon. So I'm standing around watching seasoned hairstylists perfect their craft or service a client, and they will almost always like kind of turn their back, like, dude, you don't know what's going on in here. What are you doing if you're watching me? I've had stylists actually say they went to a trade show, went and took a pivot point class or whatever.
Okay.
Right. Come back to the salon and don't want to share anything. I spent my money. This is the stylist now. I spent my money, and everyone else need to go do the same thing.
And you say what to that?
That's selfish, baby.
Wow.
See, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. I like an atmosphere where we can share. I like an atmosphere where we can share, honey. I've come up in an atmosphere of sharing. Not everyone, but I'm fortunate to work around a lot of stylists. I'm fortunate to work around a lot of stylists that don't mind sharing.
And so you're
there is a stylist in the salon. If there is
so
a stylist in the salon and they don't like to share, that's on them.
All right.
So, but majority.
So you sharing your knowledge with other professionals in your space, you don't view that as you're giving away. Like she said, I spent my money to go to this Vidal Sassoon's pivot point. There's no way Ladosha's going to stand here and watch me and copy what I just spent all my money on. And you're saying you're
that stylist is going to watch another stylist make it happen anyway.
Woo!
Because
now let me
just want it, you're going to get it. Trust me. So that's not going to stop anything, honey.
Right now, can I just give a testimony? I have proof of what Kris Blu is talking about. Here is a picture of me with Kris Blu, maybe about maybe 9, almost 10 years ago. And I'm going to be honest, okay? I'm just going to get just pure and unadulterated, Cheryl. When he talked about leaving cosmetology school and opening up a hair salon, he totally disagrees with that. And that for some, again, the caveat is for some. I'm going to go ahead on and confess right here in front of everybody that I totally agree with you guys, because I opened a hair salon with zero cutting skills, right? None. Okay. I could not charge for a haircut. The whole salon, we had no menu for a haircut. I met Kris Blu, who saw that I had no talent, with a full design team that we were all eager to learn. Now, he could have said some choice words, and I know he would not have, and I know most salon owners would not have done that. But as you can see, this man is standing over me. I didn't even know how to hold the shears. I had the peanut. Remember you said no peanut shear. Everything was all wrong. And what he did was he stood next to me and he helped me. Everybody was kind of shocked that you own a hair salon and you don't know how to cut hair. And Kris Blu did not address that. What he did was he demonstrated this is what he's talking about. And you know how they say, give a person their flowers while they're alive? I'm going to give you your flowers because I am here to tell you I was so embarrassed. But it took a lot of courage to stand up there in front of those people that were just floored that I did this. So I am saying I agree with the chat that we should not be doing this, guys. This is not good for the public, even though we didn't do it, but some salons will push the envelope and cut these people's hair. I paid for the whole team and I had him come back to come in, but this man really cares. So go a little bit deeper into why you did not take that route to people who are doing things they shouldn't be doing. Why are you so compassionate instead of, Ladosha, you need to just shut that down and go on back home and start all over again? Why did you not come that way at me?
Because there's no way I can personally do every head in the United States. It's impossible. Me sharing knowledge isn't going to hurt me a bit. I think the person who feels threatened from sharing knowledge has nothing to gain, honey. You want to build people up. You want to give them something. So you want to be the type of educator or the type of owner or the type of stylist that builds a person up. You don't want to tear them down. You don't want to hide anything from them. You want to give them the real experience of a professional hairstylist.
And do you think
my technique is not going to hurt me not one bit?
And do you think the lack of that is why we have the exodus? That they're like, there are not a lot of Kris Blus. There are not a lot of Ladoshas. Cheryl Morrows is all the way in San Diego. So we're going to go to a Loft because we're not getting nurtured. We're not getting, so could that be?
That could be a part of it. That could be a part of the lack of education, the lack of sharing. You know, you have to create things in the salon. You have to create who's going to do the best hairstyle this week or this month. You have to create a challenge for this or that. But when you see a young stylist struggling, I think it's your job as a seasoned stylist, if they're willing to receive it, the young stylist, to share some knowledge with them. But during the interview process, you want to let them know, this is how we rocking here. This is how we rolling here, baby. I might pull up on you and say, can I see you for 1 second, please? I may not talk to you directly over a client. But if I see you doing a technique that's totally wrong, before it get out of hand, I'm stepping in.
Wow.
And I'm always watching, especially younger stylists. The seasoned stylists kind of got a grip on things. They kind of got a grip on things. I'm talking about the ones who need it, honey, and the ones who want it.
Well, if you want it and you like what Mr. Blu is saying, Cheryl is going to show you guys what you need to do right now to help change the narrative about why we're having a mass exodus from salons to salon lofts and salon suites. Cheryl, show them what they need to do right now because the chat is on fire. Here we go. Do this right quick, y'all.
Fire, okay, fire. Okay.
Whoops. All right, bye-bye, yeah. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel right now. Cheryl and I would appreciate your support. Can we all take a moment out to give Mr. Kris Blu just right quick? I mean, you're right, Cheryl. We need to give him a big fat round of applause because this is absolutely, no, we're not finished yet. We ain't finished. We just got to go ahead.
It went so quick, honey.
Yeah, it went really.
That's what they all say.
Let me just share with you some of the comments that you're getting over here on Instagram. We got Chief Oya Nine-Child says she loves Salon Fam like Alice's International, but they moved to Maryland 17 years ago. And she says in Maryland, suites are a salon culture there. We also have Rachel Olivia Hair says it's not about if you can do hair, it's about navigating difficult and unhappy clients and the mistakes. So you're getting a lot of love over here on Instagram. And again, the King of Lock has a lot to say, and we appreciate everybody. Some super shout outs over here in the chat. We got Miss SG sitting pretty. Let me give you a big round of applause because you're being extremely, extremely interactive in the chat. Also, big ups to Dr. Spritz. He was there. Like he said, he was there. Just really, really appreciate you guys. Also, Sir Pooh was in the chat. A lot of people are in the chat, and this is what Kris Blu does. He brings out the stars in the industry, and this platform is so needed. You're not getting this anywhere. Pure and 100 unadulterated conversations about our industry. We're not complaining. What did Michelle Obama say the other night? She said, what, Cheryl?
Just
do something. We can't keep complaining. Kris Blu is offering you guys a plethora of solutions, whether you're in a salon loft or if you're in a salon suite. But again, why the mass exodus? Let's shift gears a little bit here, Kris Blu, because you're giving a lot into the concept of education and teamwork. But now let's talk about the person. They're in there, they're by themselves. So before we get into that, I just kind of want to let you see this salon loft owner is kind of walking through what she's saying she does for her salon loft. Let me see this.
Sure.
This is for the girls on the grind.
Being a salon suite owner, one thing I like to do is inspect the suites about every 60 days. So usually I'll send out a memo a few weeks in advance, letting them know I'm filling up, and then I pop in and see what's going on. Now, what I'm looking for are any stains in the ceiling tiles, any product or coloring stains that's been sitting on the floor, any major damage to the walls. If you have furnished suites, you want to inspect that furniture, make sure it's still working properly, and make sure they are taking care of it. Now, yes, State Board requires the beauty professionals to clean their suites, and at the end of the day, they will be the ones to receive the fine. But it's still an overall reflection of you and your business. So doing these inspections really sets the tone and lets them know, hey, I take my business serious.
All right, so there you have it. She owns a lot of lofts in the greater Atlanta area. And so she's kind of sounding a little bit like what you said that they were already doing in hair salons, which is making sure that they protect the brand of the actual salon loft. So you are indeed correct in your observation that the salon lofts is nothing but a repackaged booth rental. And as Cheryl said, it's giving them a space to kind of halfway get into it. So let's go back to that a little bit about what happens when you get that your own loft. What can they look for once they're in that loft? And then Cheryl, as he talks about that, I want you to come back in right behind him about, okay, I got my own loft and I got my key and it's all decorated. Now what?
Yeah, that part right there, partner. Now what? How do I improve my skill set? Who's going to help me with my marketing? How do I build my clientele? What's my specialty? Now, these questions are for the newer stylists. It's a lot of stylists who decide to leave a salon open concept and go into a salon loft or a suite because some stylists just need to work by themselves. They just need that. They don't really work well or don't want to work with others. You have some stylists that don't want to share.
Okay, how many stylists in the chat are like Kris Blu says? It ain't nothing personal, Keely.
No, it ain't personal. It's the truth.
Ain't nothing, Cheryl. I just want to be.
It's the truth.
How many people in the chat? It ain't personal. I just want to be by myself. Okay, we're gonna get some answer to that. All right. Okay.
That's right. That's a lot of it. And then at the same time, me personally, I've never worked in a suite loft studio. I'll go crazy. My personality can't take it. Can't take it. I need that open concept salon.
All right, Cheryl.
I need to interact with other stylists.
Cheryl, what you say to the person who says, I'm here, I got my key, I got my chair, like the lady said, I got my chair, I got my sink, I got my 2 chairs and my sink. Now what?
I'm going to be real and just sitting, because what you guys are listening to is a man that has invested in an industry, and an industry has invested in him, and he's committed to an industry, a professional, the profession, right? And that is what that heart print is about that you were talking about, Ladosha, of him standing behind you. And so, unfortunately, we don't want, and he says we used to have, salon meetings. The career, especially at the first part of the first 5 years, you're not really meant to be isolated, because at the end of the day, that synergy on the open floor is how you build a clientele. The trickery is that you are ready for a salon business. And that's the trick, right? And that is now when you're by yourself. And unless that was Sunday or Monday morning at 5 a.m., nobody was in those salon suites that she was walking in.
Well, you have Robert T here, kind of going along with what you're saying. Unbeknownst to you, the growth of the salon suite in the Black beauty industry has taken advantage. Now, this is his opinion, guys. He said they've taken advantage of stylists and barbers not being able or wanting to work together. And this is what Kris Blu is saying. That's really, really important. And you're saying the same thing, Cheryl, but he says he feels like they're they're promoting a divisiveness in the industry.
Well, there's a lot of talk about entrepreneur and generational wealth and entrepreneurship and things like that. That all sounds good in theory, but if you're talking about success, when opportunity meets preparation and you're prepared, then you get the surrounding support of your peers, and and we pour into you and we invest in you, and it's that community. But there is nothing more lonely and desperate and really frustrating, and that creates nervousness and anxiousness and a lack of confidence than wanting to do something because you want to be by yourself, but you're not prepared to take over the business. Because at the end of the day, I want you guys to really realize that the salon suites is not a beauty business concept. That is a real estate business.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm going to have Kris Blu. Kris, I want to have you come back and say if you agree with Cheryl. But before we get your response, can we please give our de facto producer, Miss Esther T. Jones, a big fat round of applause? Kris Blu, this young lady you see here at the end of our screen, she is responsible for what you are taking a part of. Before we had this concept here, it was just Cheryl and I every time she comes in the chat, I'm going to give her flowers as well, because she was the one that said, you guys should just can you guys bring on other people? We like hearing from you and Cheryl, nothing personal, but what does other people have to say? So can you guys please go, she does have a YouTube channel. Please go and check her out. But Cheryl just made a comment about the salon lofts really being a real estate grab. Do you agree with that?
Totally. Not just that. Hold on. And see, here's the thing about discussing salon, loft, suites, studios, and open concept salons. As I said earlier, more power to you.
Yeah, Rachel Olivia. I'm sorry, right quick. Rachel Olivia here says she's good solo. Okay, we got you, Rachel. Go ahead,
sure. And good luck and congratulations, all that to Rachel. But here's the reality of it all. In our business, you mentioned division, separation.
Yeah, that was Robert T in the chat.
Hey, we all know that exists in our business. The envy, the jealousy. The beauty industry isn't together as it should be. No one wants to support no one else. Look at the trade shows and the hair shows. There's no support. Look at the lack of participation in the trade shows. Look at the lack of participation in hair shows. That's the individuality part of our industry. So that's the division part when someone mentioned about the salon suites and the salon lofts. That's what that is.
I thought that the salon, the reason why we're not seeing a lot of people in the salon shows is because they're kind of antiquated. But you're saying that is not why.
Well, I think social media played a big part of that. Personally, as far as hair shows and things of that nature, it's easy just to hit send or post a picture versus do the work that we used to do when we participated in hair shows and trade shows. We actually did the work.
Wow.
We actually worked hard at those things. Those things built a brand then. Social media kicked in, everybody figured that's all they need to do. And I'm not knocking social media either.
I got you.
But at the same time, you got old school, you got new school, I guess. You know what I mean?
We need The
participation from the beauty industry as a whole. I don't know. Did you go to the Brown Brothers show?
Yes, Cheryl and I, we did.
Well, this past January.
Yeah, and I thought this was my first one. The first time I went, I left because I was a little upset. So technically,
well, we didn't get to enjoy it because we were
what do you mean upset?
Well, because the person that I wanted to see wasn't there, and they offered me some tickets to a party, and I got offended, so I left. But Cheryl was sharing with me that the Browner Brothers show, I thought it was so spectacular, and she says this is nothing like it used to be, and I can't. I thought it was very huge.
We took buses from Cleveland, Ohio.
It ain't even close.
We took buses.
No, not even close.
Almost every salon went to all the major trade shows, IBS show, Proud Lady show in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Premier show in Orlando. The lack of participation is, me personally, is because of the individuality of the industry. See, the salon concept kept that more close knitted. It was more inclusion.
Well,
it was more inclusion.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I was just
telling her. But you would have to be there to understand what I'm saying, because a lot of people never participated.
Yeah, I wasn't there. This was before my time. There was
hair shows in Detroit. There was hair shows in New York. There was hair shows in DC. I ain't talking about just trade shows. It was more activity in the industry. And it's not there no more. Everybody is so comfortable with hitting sin. Everybody's so comfortable with being an individual in the industry. It's okay to build your personal brand, but it still takes teamwork. It still takes teamwork. You can't do this by yourself.
Wow. All right.
This is my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. And I hope I'm stepping on somebody's toe.
Oh, okay. Hold on, Cheryl. Hold on. Wait a minute. Dang. Did you hear that, Sprint? He said he hope it. Okay, we talking from a real G. Not a G, but a B as in Kris Blu. I want you guys again, please put your hands together for Mr. Kris Blu. He is doing a phenomenal job with this interview. I'm trying to get him and Cheryl tripped up. They don't know each other, but man, they are definitely cut from the same fabric. You have Cheryl Morrow, who is the heiress of the California Curl Empire. Then you have Kris Blu, who has over 40 years of experience. And as you can see, as I told you guys, he sees this from all different angles. So before we wrap this up, what other angles that a cosmetologist, a barber, or esthetician, and nail tech, what other angles is there available for them beyond that chair? I want you and Cheryl, because the whole conversation is all about behind the chair. Yeah. But I just told everybody you have worked from this in so many different capacities. So what are the other angles that a person in a loft and in a hair salon as a salon owner might be missing about owning a salon or a loft? Because it's not just about doing hair, nails, cutting, and putting on makeup.
Right, you have to do business. So it's not just about doing hair, but it's all hard work. It's all hard work, whether it's a loft or whether it's a salon. And so you have to be ready to roll your sleeves up and put in the work. The game is changing.
What other things can they do?
Platform work.
Platform work?
Educator. You know, you can become a platform artist. That used to be a thing. Not that I don't hear any more about it like I used to. Most stylists who created a good brand or created a beautiful skill set, or they specialize in color, or they specialize in haircut, or they specialize in the art of hair weaving, they wanted to be a platform. They wanted to work at these trade shows. They wanted to be a platform artist. They wanted to be an educator. You see, off our industry is the fashion industry. There's so many things that we're connected to that you can be a part of.
So you have
to have the passion.
So he's pointed out, beyond styling hair, you could be an educator, a platform artist. You can also merge with the fashion industry. Cheryl, what else can they do in those spaces that they can look forward to or ascertain to besides just styling hair? Because Miss Vava Voom did a wonderful job of setting it off by saying these salons ain't offering enough. They ain't offering nothing in those spaces for us to even be in there. And Kris Blu said, yeah, because you need to be able to share, but you have a lot of people who don't want to share. So what else can they do?
I'll be the first to say that just because we hairstylists, we us right here, right now, we listening to each other. I'll be honest with you, and because I no longer am in the salon environment, my commitment to this industry is to create more pathways to the elevation process, or to move parallel, which means cosmetic trichologists, or an author, or an expert, or there's consultants. There are so many other things that you can do, but my commitment, and with even Ladosha, we are committed to even creating this platform so we can come together and like at the Afro Hair Science, so we can sit down and eat and network and talk about each other's concerns, because I have elevated. So I know what that particular process is like. And Mr. Blue has something to offer you, and then Kilolo has something to offer you. And we need to do better. And our commitment to you is to be able to come together and to be able to make sure that we have a tighter organization, tighter associations, make sure that you guys know where the shows are, get you guys connected to newsletters, and to make sure that you guys know that when there's a class or a conference and course, and the more community, and the young lady just put a note up there, she's right. It is missing. And we're not gonna just preach at you and just say that's what you need to do, but the industry offers, because the fashion industry does pour in.
Okay.
The magazine and publishings, they do pour in.
Right. So I hope you guys kind of got that. Please replay it, because they gave you some wonderful ideas. But I think what's overarching between Kris Blu and Cheryl that they pointed out more than anything, guys, Kris and Cheryl is saying it is imperative that everybody must give back. You cannot go into these spaces and open up these places and you're not giving back. They're even pushing aside all the platform artistry and the book writing and the consulting and the brand influencers and brand ambassadors. They're saying, listen, guys, we have got to give back or else you're going to give it up. But if you're a little bit lost on how you can get that, Cheryl and I have something wonderful that's coming up in October, and we want you guys to check this out.
Get your ass on that book.
I'm about to tell your daddy on you.
This is the Hair Oracle. This October in Cleveland, Ohio.
It's dedicated just for you.
The Afro Hair Science Summit 2024.
Either they don't know,
Or they don't want to know.
or they just don't care about Afro hair in the barber and beauty industry.
Pack your bags and get ready for the most cutting edge education in the industry.
Everybody swears they are smarter than a cosmetologist and a barber. I don't even know what that's all about.
But don't you be petty about your business.
Ow! Fucking bomb.
All professional barbers, cosmetologists, natural hairstylists, hair enthusiasts coming together in one room.
Damn, that's fire. Don't be petty about your business.
To get more aware of themselves and where they came from and what they are into and what is already there, and just to bring it out. This is what compels me to compel them. And I will do it by whatever means necessary.
All right. So that's coming soon in October. The Afro Hair Science Summit. This is our second year. Kris, we want to wrap this up. We got them coming in, right? And we got them in the middle. They're in those spaces now. And some people like, I get y'all. I hear what y'all saying, but I'm still ready to get the hell out this salon. As a matter of fact, I'm about to leave Ladosha right now. Okay, Cheryl.
It's the nature of the business,
So,
baby.
right. Okay. So how how is a barber, a cosmetologist, a nail tech, esthetician, in your professional opinion, what signs tells you this person is ready to not leave on and not be ready, but really ready to open up that salon? So we want to, how do you know?
Just through conversation, honey. When a stylist leave my salon, I asked them.
I mean, like successfully. No. Maybe I'm phrasing this wrong. What signs are you looking for to say this is a person who's going to go on and open up a great business and do great things like give back, teach, have training, offer great things.
Just by watching that stylist throughout the time that they were in the salon, as far as their skill set, their professionalism, their people skills, their sharing, their caring, the way they dress, the conversation, all that is an indicator if they're going to be successful in the business.
And you think dress is important in the hair salon?
I am my brand.
Woo, woo, woo.
I am my brand.
Well, what about people who are saying, listen, as long as I do your hair, don't worry about the way that I dress?
I almost said it. I'm so glad I didn't. I'm glad I pumped the brakes on that, honey. Because I'm going to keep this thing professional, right? Because you can't grow that way. It's almost like you never get a second chance to make a first impression. You have to be well equipped to handle your business. When you doing a consultation or you greeting a client, they're looking you up and down. They checking out your hair. They checking out how you dress.
Do you really think customers?
Your personal hygiene.
How many people think? How many people think
personal hygiene? You gotta keep your gum. You gotta keep your cologne or perfume on. You gotta keep everything together, baby. You just can't come to work like you just roll out of bed in your pajamas with the big bonnet on, all that old crazy looking stuff, hair unkept, hair undone, hat cocked to the side.
Whew. You bougie? How many people think Kris Blu is bougie? Good Lord, Jesus.
Far from bougie. I'm real, if anything, but far from bougie, baby. I'm just keeping it real.
He just keeping it real. How many people? Okay, Leisha Ladies says it matters. Wow. Okay, it's coming through. Yes, it matters. Jesus Christ. Yes. Here y'all go. Say no more. Cheryl, what ye say about when you're ready? Good Lord, they love you, Kris Blu.
I'm just keeping it real from my experience, honey.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I learned a long time ago, but I get up and I get ready for work. I just don't get up and go to work. It's a difference. I get up and I get ready for work. I just don't get up and go to work.
Damn. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
I'm a hairstylist, baby.
So hold on. Wait a minute, Cheryl. God, dog it. I had to drop the bomb on that. He said he don't get up and just go to work. Get ready for work. Cheryl, we want you to get ready to close us out before Kris Blu gives us his final thoughts. Share with us a roundup about the mass exodus from salons to salons.
This is not my expertise, so go at it, Christopher.
Okay. Yeah. So in conclusion, what you say about why? Well, we got a good feeling of why they're leaving, because they're just a little anxious, and maybe could just kind of scale back just
anxious to own their own salon.
Okay.
Anxious to own their own salon. I don't consider a loft or a studio or suite a salon, but these are the questions or the conversations I've had with younger stylists. And as
I think we're gonna have to. Maybe you could come back and you and Cheryl can really explain, because Cheryl said the same thing, and I think salon, lofts, and suite owners would love to get some more information about what do you mean by that. I know I don't know what you mean by that, because I'm just looking at like you got an LLC, you register your business, and so stop laughing at me, Cheryl. Ain't laughing at me, y'all. Y'all ain't laughing at me. But I'm very naive, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have a separate. We're gonna have you come back and explain why that is. But you're also saying a little bit more about the mass exodus from salon lofts to salon suites.
I mean, I would like to just talk about salon business, so they will all know the 360 degree of what the business of beauty is about and how to purvey it and how to organize it and how to make it work to create six-figure careers.
As a salon owner, I'm not going to tell a lie. I would love to learn because I hear you, Kris Blu. You say that you've been saying that from the beginning, that a salon loft and even just owning a hair salon, that doesn't really make you a salon business owner. And I feel a void in my own as a salon, even though I have 25 years of experience, but I know that there's a gap for me. So just can you speak to that just a little bit before we just to kind of whet their appetite, because we're gonna have you come back, and I think we need to have that very open discussion about what is a salon business, because I think it's just kind of it's up for grabs right about now.
Yeah.
Well, you got to, like I said earlier, baby, you have to have structure. You have to have rules and regulations. Some salons require a dress code. A lot of times it's all black, or just come to salon dressed as a professional.
Okay.
So when you leave cosmetology school and go to a salon, most stylists are watching everything that goes on and how they run the business. I used to call it the mom method. Marketing, operation, and motivation. Okay? The mom method. That's a part of being a salon owner.
All right. So there you have it. Miss Vava Vom is going to give us a closing thought. She says, appearance matters, okay? But don't go broke trying to look like a superstar. Spend your money on that education and cut this nonsense out because we're kind of taking it backwards. But Kris Blu, you have definitely given us all something to think about. Very, very extremely candid. I mean, you kind of, I wasn't ready. I ain't gonna tell no lie.
Well, like I said, pertaining to the last comment, education is important. That's why I believe when you leave cosmetology school, you need to go to like an advanced training center. It should be a second step. Everybody can't go from high school to the pros like LeBron James. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's rare.
Some people need to go and still continue their education before they take on that responsibility. So education is important. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we're going to come back.
Sure.
We're going to do something in the fall, and we're going to have you come back, and we're going to do, it's probably going to have to be a 2-part series, right, Cheryl?
Just make it
that,
work.
You and
by
Kris.
the way, right. And by the way, guys, even if you do leave any salon, you didn't leave the industry. We are not your adversary. We are always here to support you.
That's right.
And we want you to come back wherever you work and say you need something. We're here to help you. We're not your adversary. We want you to be able to rely. We're peers.
Right.
Is a commitment to each other and to in the industry we love so much. So if that helps, always call Mr. Blu.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah. Because if a person doesn't do well in a loft, can they come back to you if you have the space or your doors?
My door is open.
Oh, wow.
I don't. I had a stylist recently who left the salon to open up her salon, and I think she was a salon maybe a year and a half, but now she's back at the salon.
Wow.
But we left on good terms. It wasn't hey, when you decide to leave the salon, I'm gonna congratulate you.
Absolutely.
I know how hard it is to be successful at this.
And if you want to scratch that itch,
that's right. That's right.
I've seen Mr. Morrow do it.
I'm gonna support you. That's right. I'm gonna support you, baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can that's beautiful. You can always come home. So right. Kris Blu says his door is open. Right. He does offer wonderful. If you own a hair salon and you want to build your team, I just want to testify. Here we go. I got receipts, Cheryl. Bam! Because Dr. Morrow said if you ain't got no pictures, it didn't happen. All of these young ladies, Jasmine, I think that's Janae over there. Or no, that's Malika. These women currently own their own businesses very successfully. And again, the whole team was trained by Kris Blu. And I can just testify that I did not have a haircutting menu, but because of Kris Blu, I have been able to not only have a true menu for cutting hair, but I've also been able to raise my prices several times, and I am known for being able to cut hair. And I do have Dr. Spritz alongside to help me when I get stumbled, and I do get stumbled a lot. And so I just want you guys to know that you can reach out to Kris Blu. Kris, where can they contact you if they need some help with their business?
Well, they can always contact me. They can go on Instagram. I am Christopher Blu, right, on Instagram. You can always contact me at 216-215-2739.
All right, I'm gonna write
just
that
inbox
down.
Me. Yeah.
Okay.
Just
all
inbox
right.
Me on Instagram. That's all, baby.
All right. So he's on Instagram at I am Christopher. That's OFER Blue, right? So there he is. Buddy. All right, there he is. You can find him right there on Instagram. Please reach out. You don't have to be a 5-star salon with all these people. It was just 4 of us, okay? So if you don't have a big old team, please do not worry about that. That didn't matter. And I was concerned about that. And he said, girl, let me come in there. And he helped us out. And so here I stand today.
It must have been hair color on that guy's face. That must have been all black or some hair color. That had to be, man. Woo,
all right. Tenderoni. All right. So what's up, Lori? So to all the people over on Instagram, Kris can't see you guys, but I'm telling you, he appreciates all of you because there's a little bit too many people for me to scroll through.
Thank you very
right
much.
Here, we appreciate you guys very, very much. We're talking about Miss LB, of course, Miss Vava Voom, Leisha Lady. We thank you so much. Kim T, Mr. Blue, they want to know, where is your business located? Hold on, y'all typing too fast. Y'all know I'm kind of slow. Wait a minute. Okay, so they want to know, where is your business located?
5772 Mayfield Road.
There it is, 5772 Mayfield Road. You can find Kris Blu there. Please don't just pop up, y'all. Please inbox the man.
Just inbox me, that's all.
Yeah, just inbox him, and he's letting you know where he's located here in Ohio. Esther, we love you so much. Of course, Theo, we love to have you back in the chat.
Yeah.
So check this out, guys. We are going to be back. We're going to close out with she's a legend coming out of Brooklyn's in the house, all right? But now she's in Atlanta, and her name is Miss Tamara Bow, and she's going to close us out with the future. You know, what's going to be happening in the future of cosmetology. This is her opinion, what she thinks we should be looking forward to. And so this is going to be great. We've had a wonderful, wonderful lineup of wonderful people, starting off with Mr. Renato. Thank you, Cheryl, so much for inviting your dear friend. Ivan kicked it up a notch, and then Kris Blu took it all the way to the moon and beyond. And so hopefully Tamara Bow can bring us back down to reality here, because Kris has us definitely on an emotional high. And Cheryl, we thank you so much.
Yes.
And we're going to have a special.
Nice meeting you, Cheryl.
Pleasure. Yes.
Yeah. And we're going to do another special feature with you and Cheryl, explaining to us what is a salon business, because I think we don't know what that is. That's what I'm learning in this whole series. I am definitely learning that what I thought was a salon business concept was really growing clientele, which is not a salon business. And I'm just speaking for myself. All right. So Kris, I love you with all your heart. Please kiss your beautiful wife.
Thank you.
If y'all think he fine, y'all just go on to the page and check out the wife.
You acting up. You acting up, girl. You acting up.
That wife is fine, Cheryl. Okay. And his beautiful children. Can you let me know your son and is it your son and daughter is also?
My daughter, my youngest daughter. Yeah, she really getting in there on her side. My son, he's still working on it, but my youngest daughter, she's doing really well.
Yeah, you're talking legacy there.
Britt Blue. Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy, yes. So big ups to your daughter, and then your son also. So your whole entire family for that, and those grandparents. I'm a big mom.
I appreciate it.
By the way, in case y'all didn't, I just became a grandmother on Sunday.
Congratulations.
And so let me get, Cheryl, can I give myself a round of applause right quick? Is that okay? Cheryl said I could. Now, I don't have permission to show any pictures yet. I'm going to put my baby out on social media. Okay. So maybe he'll feel sorry and let me.
Right. Oh, yeah. I overstand that one. My kids did me the same way. Yeah, they don't want to put their child on Instagram or social media.
Yeah, okay. I won't ask
not
anyone.
That soon. Yeah,
okay,
give them
not
time,
that.
baby.
All right,
give
thank
time.
you. Cheryl said give them time. Okay, well, Cheryl, I'm going to flood you and Kris Blu's text message with all the things of my grandbaby, okay? So Sir Pooh, like, thank the Lord so she can leave me the hell alone. I love you, Sir Pooh. I'm not going to text you tonight. All right, okay. Look at Cheryl like, yes, she is. She's going to text your ass, Sir Pooh. All right, guys, you know what we say when we're signing out, right? We are always talking about good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. And one caveat that I learned from Kris Blu, and that is hard work.
Dedication, baby.
Hey, there you go, y'all. Let's give it up for Kris Blu. I thank you so very much. I love you guys. You all are the best. Cheryl.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Thank you.
Welcome to Planet Pluto.